Light is Britain's far-right conspiracy theory paper spreading hate and vicious lies. No, that's what the BBC say. The Light is the only national newspaper bringing you the real news and informed opinion on what's really going on today. You can subscribe, order copies, submit articles, and read back issues on our website, thelightpaper.co.uk, and see for yourself why the establishment are so worried about the uncensored truth getting out to people every month. The Light Paper. Not far right, just right so far. thelightpaper.co.uk.
Scene script. Have you ever pondered the idea of financial independence and early retirement? The notion of not having to clock in at 9 or wrestle with the daily grind? Imagine a life where you're not shackled by financial obligations or a demanding job. It's not an impossible dream, but a reality for those who embrace the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. Consider the tale of Jane, a woman in her early 30s. Jane was an ordinary person living an ordinary life. She had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, car payments, and a lifestyle that was comfortable but hardly extravagant. And like most people, she dreamed of a life where she didn't have to worry about money. Jane decided to make a change. She began by cutting back on non-essential expenses, saving as much of her income as possible. She invested wisely, focusing on assets that generated passive income that didn't require her to trade time for money. Slowly but surely, Jane began to build her financial independence. She was still working, but she was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. She had a safety net, a cushion that gave her the freedom to make choices based on what she wanted, not what she needed. Fast forward 10 years, Jane, now in her early 40s, had achieved her goal. She was financially independent. She had enough passive income to cover her living expenses, and she no longer needed to work to survive. She was free to retire early, to spend her time as she pleased. Jane's story may seem extraordinary, but it's not unique. It's the story of anyone who has embraced the principles of the FIRE movement. It's a tale of discipline, of sacrifice, and of a relentless pursuit of financial independence. To summarize, the key points discussed today revolve around the idea of financial independence and early retirement. It requires discipline and sacrifice, cutting back on non-essential expenses and saving as much as possible. It involves investing wisely, focusing on assets that generate passive income. But most importantly, it requires a change in mindset. It's about seeing money not as a means to buy things, but as a tool to buy freedom. It's about understanding the true value of time and the freedom that comes with not having to trade it for money. This is the essence of the FIRE movement. It's not just about retiring early, it's about achieving financial independence, about gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Like Jane, you too can embrace the principles of the FIRE movement and embark on a journey towards financial independence and early retirement. After all, the only thing standing between you and your financial freedom is you.
Ever wondered how much you'd need to save to achieve financial independence? The answer lies within the mathematics of a concept known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The most essential number in your journey to financial independence is calculated by multiplying your annual spend by 25. Notice the emphasis on annual spend, not annual income. This calculation is based on the principle that you need £300 invested for every pound you wish to spend each month in passive income. Hence, your FIRE number is also your monthly spend times 300. This mathematical principle is founded on the 4% safe withdrawal rate, as defined by financial advisor William Bengen. He proposed this rate after analyzing the S&P 500, which typically produces an average of better than 10% growth per year when studied over a period of approximately 30 years. Bengen considered factors such as inflation and market volatility. After studying previous market activity, he concluded that a 4% rate of withdrawal per year would provide for a 30-year sustainable portfolio in the vast majority of cases. So to paint a clearer picture, if your monthly spend is £1,000, then your target for financial independence is 300 times 1,000, or £300,000. Alternatively, if your annual spend is £12,000, your financial independence target is 25 times 12,000, which also equates to £300,000. The first step in planning your financial independence, therefore, lies in understanding your monthly and yearly expenditure. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to take further strides towards your financial freedom. In summary, the mathematics of FIRE revolves around the principle of multiplying your annual spend by 25 or your monthly spend by 300 based on the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Knowing your monthly and annual spend is crucial in determining the amount you need to save to achieve financial independence. Armed with this knowledge, you can then plan your journey towards financial freedom. Remember, the journey to financial independence is not a sprint, but a marathon. Embrace the mathematics of FIRE and take the first step towards your financial independence today.
Good morning, guys. It is 11:31 on Monday the 18th of May 2026, and that means that we have completed 4 years and 7 weeks of this roughly 8-year FIRE journey. So first of all, let's just have a look at the situation as things stand. Currently, the current market price is sitting at £104.76. Down 1% so far today. The portfolio itself is worth 35,800, and that is up almost 40%. There are 342 shares in the portfolio with an average purchase price of $74.99. So before we have a look at the notifications, let me just draw your attention to Monzo.
I want a bank that makes money easy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you are?
We're a bank called Monzo.
I want a bank that shows me what I spend instantly.
No problem, just give us a go. See?
Can you make splitting bills easy?
Super easy, check this out.
But it's a real faff to sign up.
It takes less than 10 minutes.
Race you.
You're on.
Can I talk to a real person 24/7?
Of course.
Even now?
Yep.
Even now?
Anytime.
Can you tell me when I'm running a little low on cash?
We certainly can.
Cool. Can I afford these?
You certainly can't, sorry. Can't afford that either.
That's a real shame.
Not really. Time's up, how'd you get on?
It's a draw.
Can you help me save for my next holiday?
Oh, how about you set up a savings pot in the Monzo app called Barbados, baby?
Thanks for listening, Monzo.
We're all ears.
We can go now.
Rude. You make Monzo Monzo.
Okay, and as noted there are affiliate links in the description, one for Monzo and one for Smarty Mobile. Moving on to the notifications. Only a couple this time, so biggest stocks before earnings: Baidu, Brady, is it IQLYL? I'm not too sure. Sohu.com and Compugen. Then Figma jumps 10% as a raised outlook highlights momentum in AI-powered design tools. And just for reference, the last purchase that we made exactly a week ago was for £103 per share. So the current price, despite the fact that it's down slightly more than 1%, currently is still higher than that. There's been quite a bit of growth in the past week, and the market closed up. I think it was in the region of 1.5% on Friday. It was quite impressive. And actually, to tell the truth, I'm a little reassured to see the fact that it hasn't continued to climb currently, because I just felt that there was a likelihood that if it had continued, we might see some kind of another shoot, but there's a little bit of hesitancy, let's say, just looking at where things are sitting this morning, and honestly I feel that's probably a good thing, and probably will help to ensure that things continue on a kind of level keel, if that makes sense. Regular viewers to the channel will know that each week I invest 120 theoretical pounds into the stock market, buying the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund, and this is the Trading 212 practice platform that you're looking at. It's the platform that I use for my real investing, albeit as I say, I keep I keep my own investing private for obvious reasons. So whilst this money is theoretical, the market data is not. It is correct, and it is the true position. So it's about as close to a real test, if you like, that you can get. Aside from the fact that, as far as I can tell, no dividends are paid on the practice side of the platform. So at the current market value, £120 is only going to buy us roughly 1.14 shares. And I suppose if the market value did actually go over the £120, it's not going to be an issue, because with Trading 212 you can buy fractional shares. So even if you don't have enough to buy a full share, it doesn't matter. You can still invest, and that's one of the things that I really appreciate about this platform, is that ability, in contrast to some others. Now there are others that offer fractional shares as well, but some of the more traditional ones still require you to buy at least a full share, and that obviously becomes more difficult as share prices rise. Let's go ahead and review the order. So as you can see, this is a market buy. We're going to be buying just over one share, we think, and there is no commission payable. Let's send it through. Okay, executed immediately, and we were able to buy 1.14 shares. Now, that brings the situation to the following. So currently the portfolio is now worth just under 36,000. The return on investment pretty much unchanged at almost 39.5%. There are now 343 shares in the portfolio with an average purchase price just over the £75 now. So prior to the investment, it was just under 75. It's risen by roughly 10p, and that's just simply because as there is a gap between the average purchase price, which is this green line down here, and the current market price. Then as you invest, that influences that average price. I suppose if the market was lower than the previous average price, then the average price would actually drop slightly, but as we are well into the market being more expensive than most of the previous purchases, the average purchase price climbs. I probably haven't explained that very well, but that's about as well as I can explain it. It's basically mathematics, to be quite honest. Okay, let me just actually scroll down just to see how things look in terms of the statistics. So you can see here that currently for today, the market is near enough at its lowest point for the day so far. But in terms of the 52-week rolling price point, we're actually sitting near the top. The very highest has been £106 and the lowest 82. So at 104, we're still well near the top. Guys, that's going to be it for this week. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow the journey, please subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if you have any comments, suggestions, or indeed queries, please drop them in the box beneath the video, and I'll try to address those as soon as. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you next week.
Woke up one morning, saw the world in a new light. No more 9 to 5, I'm living my own fight. I got a plan that's simple, a number game to play. It's the freedom that I'm chasing, I'm walking away. They said it's impossible, just a dream so far, but I've learned to count the cost. Now I'm driving my own car. I don't need a mansion, don't need a fancy name. I got peace of mind and I'm free from the daily grind shame. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's maths, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. I cut back on the clutter, I got my spending in check, investing in my future, no time for regret. The years go by faster, my money's working too. I got a plan that's steady and it's seeing me through. They said I couldn't do it, said it wouldn't last, but I'm retiring early, leaving all that stress in the past. I'm building my empire, brick by brick. The math's all adding up and it's working real quick. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's maths, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. It's the power of the numbers, that's where I stand. I'm taking control and I got the upper hand. No more chasing time, no more chasing fear. With the maths in my favor, my dream is crystal clear. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's maths, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. So head to the future, here's to the plan. Financial freedom, it's all in my head. It's not magic, it's maths, and it's mine to take. A life of freedom, no more decisions to make.